Welcome to another episode of Building Business and a Booty. My name is Kayla and I am your women's health and fitness coach specializing in hormonal and digestive health as well as female focused fitness. And today I wanted to go through a little bit of my backstory. I know last week I talked a little bit about what the purpose of this channel is, why I'm so excited about it, like where the idea comes from, all the things. And today I wanted to give a little bit more backstory about where I come from, and a little bit of my journey. And so if we bring it all the way back, I was a really emotional eater as a kid. I had a pretty chaotic childhood, and really just found comfort in a lot of food because I wasn't quite sure how to navigate a lot of what all was going on inside. So when I was about 14 or 15, I was getting to be a little bigger and boys came into the picture and I started to notice and all the things. When I was about close to 15, I joined the soccer team at school, started to run, do the whole thing, lost a lot of weight. And then soccer stopped and I got into the workforce, and the next couple of years, up until I was about 19, I really didn't have a lot of structure around my fitness. I knew not very much about nutrition either, and really just didn't eat a lot so that I could stay thin. I went into really like borderline anorexic type tendencies. And so when I was about 19, I noticed there was a lot of internal buzzing going on, and I couldn't sit still. I couldn't focus. I needed some sort of outlet to help me release some of that. And also, the physical part of me had always wanted to just get smaller. I had no idea what size I was looking for. I just wanted to be the smallest size. I wanted to be tiny. I wanted to be cute and petite. And growing up, I was always like, I reached my 5'7" height pretty quick when I was growing up. And I was really self-conscious about where in relation to that was with a lot of boys. So because I couldn't change my height, I wanted to change my size, and I just wanted to be small and cute and petite, and boys like skinny girls and all that kind of thing. So on one end, I wanted to do it because like I wanted to fit in and I wanted attention and all the things. And on the other side, I really needed a way to relieve a lot of the buildup of stress and anxiety and all the things going on inside that I didn't really, in my mind, have any other way to navigate at that time. So what I did was pulled up YouTube and Googled some things and started to find some at-home workouts, and I ran with them. And that is another reason I'm really so passionate about starting this channel, because my fitness journey really started on YouTube. Like I said, I pulled up a couple of workouts, and the woman that I had started with, I just loved how they were short and sweet and at home, and I didn't need a lot of equipment. I didn't know a thing about gyms at that point in time. I did them in my room, and then I moved to the basement of my parents' home, did them there, made my own sandbag out of rice bags, all of that kind of stuff, just to be able to have that moment of exhale, of reprieve, of like workout therapy, really. And to this day, that is still the biggest need for why I continue doing this, because it is my outlet for crazy days, hard days, for days I'm stuck in my brain, for days I need to cry and I can't get things out. I go to the gym and lift weights, or I stay home and get in a really intense little workout. And it's really powerful. And part of me feels like it sounds like a small thing, but it really monumentally changed the course of my life in the best of ways. So from 19, I continued on to do these workouts for the next several years. And in the process, I moved out of my mom's house, my parents' house. I started to dabble in some gym stuff and sort of like picked up fitness magazines and did a lot of my own research and did a lot of like tried this and tested this. And in that meantime, I met a boy, got married, got in a relationship, the whole thing. And once again, every time that I would have a day, or I would need to work through some of my own mental stuff, or I would need to go to therapy, essentially, I would go to the gym. And I started to integrate more and more weights and more lifting. And as my growth in the number of years I was in my fitness journey continued, the more I had people asking me about just the experience, the journey, how to do things, certain moves, certain exercises, all the things. And when I was about 25, I was encouraged to go get my certification for in-person training. And I really like the idea. Like, I like helping people. I had a lot of knowledge. The gym have really served me up until this point, and I wanted to also give other people the opportunity to have that outlet, to have that type of solace and that type of relief the way that it had helped me. So I dove in, got my certification, and worked with some people in person for the next 3 to 4 years. And in that time, it was really frustrating for me to try to work through all of the different parts that I know are really important for change with my clients. So from exercises and the different exercise programs and the different nutrition programs, and we just wouldn't have time for it all. So they would come in, I would ask them how their day was, they would brain dump, we would get in a good headspace to start working out and doing all the stuff and paying attention to form. And by the time that we got them into a headspace, like a good headspace where they could focus and they were concentrated and they were here and they were present, we didn't have a lot of time to go through everything else. So I really wanted to go online to be able to give space so that all of these parts can be met, because to make real sustainable change, we have to look at all the pieces. We can't just work on nutrition. We can't just work on exercises. We can't just work on subconscious and mental health and subconscious reprogramming and old habits and patterns and all of that. We have to work on all three. So I moved online to help really support my clients on all of those levels. And it's been an amazing journey. And so during the time between when I got my certification and when I left my ex-husband in 2018, there were a lot of really chaotic moments again. And as my confidence shattered in one area, or where I felt really low, or when I felt really unsure of who I was or where I was headed, or was feeling really down, or whatever it was, I would go to the gym because I knew who I was there and I was confident there. And it was a real place to come back to who I was, to come back and remind myself of who I am, how strong I am, where I've come from, what I'm capable of, like all of those beautiful pieces that help us to re-energize us to go back out and do the things that we want to do. So, and the more that I dove into training and building a life that really I was really dreaming of and starting to enjoy, and all of those pieces, my marriage at home was not was going the opposite way, and it became really unsafe in a lot of ways. But I stayed for a lot of reasons. And so once I left my ex-husband, I shut down all of my business because as a coach and as a leader and as someone who is helping other people, I did not feel ethically, I did not feel okay to help someone else move through their stuff when I had so much stuff that I was in the middle of sorting out, of trying to figure out, of trying to heal from, of trying to recoup from. So I took some time to kind of put my stuff back together. And in 2020, I jumped back in. I had this huge sign that it was time to do a thing again. And I was just lit up about it. And I have not stopped in the last 2.5, almost 3 years of continuing back on this path. And it is amazing. And I am now so lit up about helping women build lives that light them the fuck up. And the first piece in doing that is by taking care of our own health, physically, mentally, emotionally. So that is where I really love to help women really come back to themselves and build the confidence and build the habits that are going to help them continue to build these lives that they want. I spent a lot of years researching it all on my own, doing it all on my own, and it was fun, but I could have saved myself so much time, so much stress, so many headaches if I had asked for help or asked a coach or asked for, invested in some sort of program or teacher experience to help guide me, and from somebody who kind of had already been down a lot of those paths. So that is a big reason that I'm so passionate about being in the coaching space the way that I am now. And in building my business and in building this YouTube channel, building Business and a Booty, as I do all of the building things, I want to continually empower you to go after a life that lights you up, because why else are we here if not to live a life that we are lit up by? Like, nobody gets to the end of their life with extra brownie points because they suffered through. And I'm just so passionate about, having a life that you thoroughly enjoy. Like, yes, we're going to have downtimes. Yes, we're going to have sad days. Yes, we're going to have days where they maybe don't feel all sparkly and shiny. And the whole point in doing this work and having the habits and the practices that I work with my clients on is so that when these days come up, we can recognize them and navigate through them so they happen less frequently, so that we move through them quicker and we can get back to really enjoying the lives that we have. So because I am so passionate about it, and because I really am so, and because I am so here to help you do this, I have really restructured a lot of my services to make room for all of this. And I'm getting really excited, so I feel like I'm starting to get tongue-tied because that kind of happens when I get excited. But I have added some new offerings to my services, and not only have I offered these new offering these new services, which I've never offered before, I am discounting them for the entire month of December. And they are these things called strategy calls. Now, I offer one-to-one coaching. I offer group coaching experiences. They're both amazing and life-changing. And I 100% recommend that you jump on these if it's something that, if you're ready to change the game. And if you feel like, well, I already know what to eat, or I already know what exercises to do, but maybe you need a little strategy planning, or maybe you are just wanting to have someone help you lay all the cards on the table and see where everything's at so you can shift some things and find a good game plan for you. That is what these strategy sessions are for. We come in, have a conversation about where you're at, where you want to go, what everything looks like for you, and help you to really map it out. And before January gets here, to have a game plan is so helpful. why would you say I want to start in January, and then January gets here and you don't have a plan? So, I am, like I said, I am discounting these services for the entire month of December because I genuinely want you to build a life that lights you the fuck up. And after all of just some reflecting that I really have been, I actually spent the entire morning really reflecting on my whole journey before I jumped on this video, from where I was growing up to where I was in my 20s to where I am now in my 30s. And let me just tell you that not only has the gym changed my life and kept me from really having shit go sideways more than once, I am so grateful for where I am now compared to where I was, with all of the things that I used to continually cry and beg and pray for, and I now am just so grateful to be relishing in. And I want that for you in the most real of ways, and you are so capable of having it, whatever that dream life looks for like for you. And I want to help you build a strategy to get there. So if you are ready, if you are wanting to really make sure that you have some sort of plan, whether it's working with me or not working with me, I want to talk to you about it. I want to help you set up some steps so that when the new year gets here, you know what you're about, where you're going. And I offer these in single sessions and in packages as well. So I want to help you get some guidance and support and strategy set before your start date gets here. So comment below or send me an email or head over to Instagram and shoot me a DM. Get a hold of me. My website is also in the bio, and I am just so excited to watch your life just continually let you up more and more and more and more. I hope you have a fantastic day. And if you like these episodes, let me know in the comments below. Shoot an emoji, shoot a comment. I also, because I started with fitness videos on YouTube, I am going to start putting those in as well. So once a week, roughly, we're going to have a workout up on the YouTube. And I'll put my scores in, and we can talk about comparing them and all the fun things. And if you have questions about routines or form or anything like that, drop those in the comments. We'll have a conversation about it. And yeah, we'll do a thing. Thanks for tuning in, and I'm excited to continue having you along on this journey.